Hello, this is Charlie. This is about oil. Well, you've all seen on the telly about, once again, more spills, in the Gulf, and, people dying, animals dying, wildlife. I mean, it goes on. Really, I've had messages from the famous to do with oil. I mean, what does it do? It causes wars. It has done for centuries. Even 9/11 was to do with oil. Power. Some psychics and astrologers over the centuries has predicted that man will kill himself and his planet with his own technology. And you know what that is? The technology is oil. Wars, spills, it goes on. The technology is just killing the planet. Climate change and everything. But what can we do about it? I mean, trying to fight oil companies like BP and make them do something about the spills what they've made in the Gulf. I mean, it's going to happen again. And it'll happen again and again. And it'll just keep going on. I mean, what are they actually doing? I've never looked into any of this, but what damage are these oil companies doing by taking oil out of the earth crust? What are they doing? I mean, what is it actually there for? I mean, I do it from a point of view of common sense. I don't look at, you watch documentaries over volcanoes and things like this. I mean, to me, just common sense is volcanoes and erupting all over the place. And is that because of oil? Or is it because of other things? I don't know. But it's just like a car, the way a car is run with oil. And it acts as a cooling system. And, I mean, is that down there for that? To cool these, whatever's going on in the earth crust to cool it down. I don't know, but what damage are they doing? That's what I'd like to know. But they're doing damage in a lot of other ways. Like I said, earth, war, and war, more wars. And these governments really, can you fight them now? You can't fight the power of a government. But if everyone got together, which it's a bit impossible because there's a lot of people ignorant about everything, they just get on with their own life. And they don't look at what's going on around them and open their eyes. And governments ruling everybody. I mean, you need governments to keep peace, but then again, you know what I'm saying? Or to give us freedom, baby. Well, I don't think any of us are getting none of it. These governments just care about themselves and their own pocket. But then again, where would some of us be without this government? It's supposed to be a civilized world now. But power gets out of hand. We lived without oil before anyone ever found oil. We were living. And people say, you need oil in this day and age for plastics and all sorts of stuff that we actually use every day. But people did live without it. And I think we're going to try when it's too late. Even governments, are just stupid. Money's not everything, and they make a lot of money out of oil. They're going to sit back one day and say, we shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? The planet's dying here, and this has happened, and we shouldn't have done this, that, or the other. And, all these millions of people dying, and we had a war, the 9/11 and oil's going down and the shortage of oil, and I'm glad when it does run out, and I think a lot of other people are as well. But even the Americans and what the spiritual world have said to me, and the messages that I put on YouTube from the spiritual world, I'm getting involved. And most of these, the 9/11 was to do with the control of the oil in the Middle East. If the Americans didn't have control of that oil, and they haven't got oil, and the Middle East have got it all, I mean, they'd have a problem, wouldn't they? As the Americans are panicking once again, as they usually do, and cause wars through that panic. We've got to do something about that oil in the Middle East. The UN wouldn't let them. So the likes of Bush and his merry men sort of had to start a war to override the UN. But some people go around and they don't look and open their eyes at what their own government is doing for power. Is it for our benefits? Is it for the other benefits of somebody else? Do we see the benefits? Maybe some of it, yeah. But we're all put on this planet, and if there is a God, we're put here to have a peaceful life and to live in harmony. And will ever that happen when there's governments around controlling all of us? I don't think so. I don't think it'll ever happen. Never mind. I mean, what can we do about it? We can do a lot, there's enough of us, but you need to stick together and get rid of oil. Oil is destroying everything. And if it does run out, and it's going out slowly, the likes of BP are going to try everywhere else, and loads of other oil companies, and they're going to dig wells here, there and everywhere, and put holes in there, crushed, probably not knowing what damage they're doing anyway. If you want to listen to the videos I put on YouTube, that the messages I've got off the spiritual world to do with oil and wars and one thing and another. Nostradamus, I think I've said that right, who predicted the Great Seven, and to do with all his codes, that the dead will actually raise out of their grave in the 21st century. And he did. And I'm the one who picked them up. Maybe another few psychics have, but he did show me. And some of them videos, you want to listen to them and what the spiritual world actually got to say. But people are ignorant. And something happens and they go, whoa, how did that happen? I mean, what have we got to do? Who have we got to listen to? What do we do about oil? Do we just carry on? And we all live and die? We try to fight governments and get them to change their policies, but will that happen? Or do we just have to ignore it and let the things take its course, if you know what I'm saying? But then again, if we all let that happen, it looks like the worst will come to the worst, because some of these governments don't make any good decisions, really. They've got control over us and everything. And half the time we haven't even got a choice. But if people weren't so ignorant and they did stuck together or something, I mean, even the likes of Steven Seagal done speeches over oil and oil companies, and there's loads of celebrities that's done it. But you need everybody to do it. Oil companies you should be fighting them not to sell oil. Never mind about what spills they've done, because it's going to happen again anyway. Anyway, I've put links on this video to Greenpeace website where you can actually, they're fighting the likes of BP and all that to do with more drilling and one thing and another. Anyway, bye bye for now. Bye bye.